Libertarian National Convention is underway here in Washington, D.C., and all eyes are on the two presidential candidates making their appearances there, former President Donald Trump and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is running as an independent. He addressed delegates earlier today while attacking former President Trump with the hopes of clinching the nomination for the party's presidential ticket. He had floated joining the Libertarian Party after a failed primary bid as a Democrat. Well, tomorrow, Trump will also attempt to court Libertarians for their support. ABC News confirms that the Libertarian Party has 2024 election ballot access in at least 37 states, including key battlegrounds like Pennsylvania and Arizona. Let's bring in our ABC News White House correspondent, Mary Alice Parks, who is live at the convention right here in D.C. for more. Mary Alice, RFK Jr. has told ABC News in April that he was ruling out running as a Libertarian. What are you hearing there today?
Yeah, on the one hand, his campaign has said that it's unlikely he will formally seek the nomination. But Elizabeth, I can tell you he just wrapped his remarks here, and this was a very tailored speech, not his usual stump speech, meant to be a direct appeal to these libertarian voters. He said, "I stand with you," and promised to respect and uphold their libertarian values if he were to make it to the White House. He ticked through the Bill of Rights, talked about moments in history that he thinks there has been extreme government overreach, infringing on personal freedoms. And of course, as we know he often does, he's zeroed in on those COVID lockdowns and mandates. He's been such a fierce opponent of those. Take a listen to some of what he had to say.
And most recently, it was the COVID pandemic. Maybe a brainworm ate that part of my memory. I don't recall any part of the United States Constitution where there's an exemption for pandemics.
Now, of course, he's making light there, joking about his medical diagnosis, but also really railing against those COVID lockdowns. And obviously, that was well received in this room of libertarians who fight so much for limited government. Now, it'll be interesting to see whether he gains traction in the party's nomination fight tomorrow. The libertarians that I spoke to today were really skeptical about whether he should earn their party's nomination. They view him as an independent. Of course, his family is an old Democratic Party family. A lot of people in this room don't view him as a member of the Libertarian Party, but like you were talking about in the introduction, it would be huge for him in terms of gaining ballot access across the country in dozens of states that he's not currently on the ballot if he was there as the representative of the Libertarian Party on those ballots, Elizabeth.
Right. So interesting, though, because as you point out, it does contradict with so much of what you would at least associate with his family name. Mary Alice, does Donald Trump seem at all concerned about RFK Jr.? He's going to speak there where you are tomorrow.
It's interesting. We have seen both the Trump campaign and, of course, the Biden campaign extremely worried about RFK Jr. in particular. And during this speech today, RFK has appealed to these libertarian voters. He really took Trump on head on. He said that Trump oversaw the largest infringement on personal values and liberty, personal freedoms and liberty, I should say, during those COVID lockdowns. He repeated that over and over, that it was Trump who closed businesses, Trump who supported the vaccines originally. Clearly, he was appealing to those potential Trump voters that might be in this room. It's been really controversial, I will tell you, among the Libertarian Party members, the fact that Trump is going to speak at their convention. Of course, Trump is the presumptive Republican Party nominee, so a lot of these libertarians view him as a part of the opposition, someone that they are running against. They want to support their own party nominee. But in the past, it's been interesting where these sort of bigger third-party names, whether it's a libertarian or independent candidate, has helped Trump, especially in those Midwestern states where we know the election can be just so close and every vote can matter. Elizabeth.
No question about that. Mary Alice Parks, thank you, as always, for your analysis.